Welcome to the Herd's official YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Colin Cowherd podcast, all of our NFL instant reactions, and more football content. Well, I said yesterday on the show, I don't know how the Niners are doing it with all their injuries. And I also said yesterday on the show, Mike Vrabel may win Coach of the Year, right, number one seed. I said, what Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman are doing with that offense, when you lose your two offensive tackles, usually it's over. But the Chargers now, Justin Herbert had surgery, not going to miss time. Here comes Omarion Hampton back. They have the number 2 pass defense in the NFL, number 3 total defense. The good news is Herbert, Hampton, Philadelphia's wobbly a little bit. Jim Harbaugh is now joining us live. It is interesting, Jim, because you are one of these coaches that you create a toughness and a resilience. I don't care if it's Stanford. I don't care if it's San Diego, San Francisco, Michigan, Chargers. First week of practice, it feels different. I thought when you lost both tackles, I said, it's over. In pro football, can't win. And you're still running the football. What is it? Give me the secret. So how do you run the football when your offensive line's missing 2 Pro Bowlers? How do you do it?
Well, good players up front, and I thought our offensive line really, had one of its best games this past week.
Yeah.
Jamari Sawyer really did a heck of a job at left tackle. Zion Johnson played one of his best games. Brad Bozeman had one of his best games. Mekhi Becton graded out over all of our linemen graded out over 90%. Trey Pipkins had a bunch of key blocks. Our running backs really, did a phenomenal job. Kamani Vidal, Jared Patterson, really, played some of our best football. And it's those guys. They're the tough men, plus faith. And number 10, let's never forget Justin Herbert. He is he's a lead. He's a beast. He's one of the best, in my opinion.
So he's
playing in the game now and ever.
Yeah, Max Crosby and him. Max Crosby, pushes him over, shoved him. I love Max. He's my favorite.
So
I love him. Okay. And Justin probably did a little trash talk. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, did you trash talk a little in your day? A little?
I was probably, I'm a lot like Justin. I'm more of a counterpuncher. I wasn't going to get the first one in. I can promise you that Max gets, he's quite good at trash talking himself. And Justin was kind of counterpunching like a Floyd Mayweather, like a Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard. And those two, they have nothing but respect for each other. And I'm like you. I really like Max Crosby. I love Justin, but and I like they're two greats. They're two of the greats and two of the best in the game.
When you did have losses to injuries, do you have to coach differently psychologically? Do you have to be more upbeat? I mean, you're a very, very optimistic guy. You love football like nobody I've ever seen. But when you have all these injuries, Jim, players can have self-doubt. Players are it's cold. It's the weather changes. Do you have to coach differently, almost psychologically, the speeches, the motivation, the tactics, when you are injury depleted, which you really have been this year?
It's a next man up mentality. It's emotional. It hurts. Rashawn Slater, for example. It's just gut wrenching. You know how much he poured into this entire offseason. I mean, him and Joe Alt, they're elite guys when it comes to training and their preparation. And then, when that unfortunate long-term, 6-month type injury, hits, you just, you feel sick. Physically sick. But and then, but then there's yeah, what's next? Who's the next man up? And you got a guy, sitting there on a spring who's also been training and preparing, and you know how much they've poured into it. That that's their opportunity. So I guess there's two ways you feel about it, and when you kind of get your breath back, you gotta get your footing back. Here we go. Let's attack it, and next man up mentality.
It's this. A couple weeks ago, Green Bay's offense was broken, and they solved it. Right now, Philadelphia's offense they can't quite figure it out. It happens. It's a long, long season, Jim. When you look at a team like Philadelphia, you're pouring over the film, and they just can't quite get the running game right. Have you ever been in those situations? I mean, have you ever had, even this year, you have a 2-game stretch, and it's just not working? How do you get, because Matt LaFleur had that about 3 weeks ago, and then I watched them last week, and I'm like, okay, they solved their problem. When you do have these 2-game skids, when you're not quite right, how do you get out of it? What do you do? Is it usually schematics, players' health? How do you get out of it? Because Philly's in one right now.
You want to get better at something, you just work a little bit harder at it. So it's really that's the formula. Improvement, better today than yesterday, better tomorrow than today. That theory that improvement will lead to success is how I see everybody attacking whatever issue that they have, and I see that with the Eagles. And let's remember, they're leading their division. They're 9-3. They're the world champions.
Right.
And it's big challenge for us. And so we're working hard. Trying to improve our strengths, trying to improve our weaknesses. A lot of things that there's emphasis on, and I know the Eagles are doing the exact same thing.
Jim, when you came out of Michigan, you had a little bit of an advantage because you had recruited so many of the players you were going to draft. I mean, a lot of those guys. So you guys have hit on a lot of your draft picks. And I said this, there is an advantage. The one advantage for a college coach to go pro is, the players. You were recruiting them in high school. You know their odometer. You know their strengths and weaknesses. Nobody's going to fool you. You have had some of your young players. I mean, Ladd McConkey, some of your young players have been, really hit early. Did you think during your first couple drafts here, did you kind of sense, you know what? I know these guys better than these other teams know these guys, because it looks like you did.
It may look that way, but no, that's not the case. That's Joe Ortiz. That's our personnel staff. And that's what they do every day. It's I chip in there, where I can. But no, we all see the good players. You watch the tape, and everybody can see the good players, and then you realize, you know what? They're going to be playing for somebody else, because we only get one pick, every 32 picks. But you do the best you can when it's your time to pick. You pick the best player available. That's the Joe Ortiz and his strategy. And it's I have learned so much just being in those meetings and listening to our scouts, our personnel. Chad Alexander's phenomenal. He'll be a general manager, soon for a smart team that's looking for a guy that's great. And Lou Clark, all the guys in our personnel room to go through that board, to watch Joe Ortiz lead that process that's years in the making, and then culminates at the NFL draft. It's inspiring. I've learned a ton. So
last night I saw Jackson Dart was scrambling around. He got a little cute in the sidelines, and he just got smoked. It was bad. He got smoked. And I said, if it was a Super Bowl, you're going for the winning drive. Okay. Justin takes a lot of hits. I think his first year, sometimes he tried to stand up a linebacker, and that I didn't like that at all. Have you ever said, because he's taken some hits, do you ever have to say to Justin, listen, I love that you're a tough guy. Could you be a little less tough? could just slide. Do you ever have to just sit him down as a former quarterback, say, Justin, I know you're 6'5" and 250. These guys want to hurt you. Do you ever have those conversations with him?
Not too many. Not really. Justin is he's at a level that I just let Justin be Justin, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He's doing it, at the highest level a person possibly can. But I would tell all quarterbacks, because I remember those days of trying to be cute on the sideline too. You kind of get to the sideline, you slow up a little bit, you look like you're stepping out of bounds, and you're trying to get them to hit you so you can kind of, get the penalty. But that's an emphasis right now in the NFL and they even send it up for review. Like if both those feet aren't out of bounds, you can be hit. So yeah, piece of advice to all NFL quarterbacks is clearly get out of bounds. You can't play that. You can't play for that penalty anymore because that's going to be reviewed, right? So
right.
Yeah, I think all quarterbacks need to know that.
Okay, now Justin,
I used to do it myself. I used to try to get a couple of those penalties.
Well, yeah,
but it's different now. I mean, they're reviewing that. If both those feet aren't in the white, you can be hit.
Now Justin had surgery on his hand. He's the kind of kid, he'll fight through it. I know you'd have to. Is he going to play Monday against Philly? Do we know that today, right now?
Oh, if there's any possible way, yeah, Justin will do anything and everything in his power to play in the game.
Okay, what if
he's the kind of guy you have to pull back. You never have to talk him into playing football. That's for sure. You saw that in our game against the Raiders. 1 minute he just went in. He just went in.
Yeah, I mean, Justin's the kind of guy.
It all comes down to the doctors. I mean, I got a lot of things hanging on the wall here, but a medical degree is not one of them. So
that is funny. Hey, you get Omarion Hampton back. That's got to feel great, does it not?
Yeah, he's been trending great. He's another guy that's just done everything and anything to get back, and and it's the same course action. The doctors cleared him to have limited participation last week, and see where the week takes us this week. But he says he's looking good, feeling good. So he's looking good. He says he's feeling good, and we'll see where the week takes us.
Finally, I spent a lot of time in Chicago. I saw 24 degrees the other day. Do you have any hints? I mean, the Midwest well. Any secrets to staying warm out here? It's my first winter out here, Jim.
Oh, yeah. Just enjoy it, Colin. The changing of the seasons.
Yeah.
Only piece of advice is enjoy the snow, crunching under your feet. Just make sure you have the proper footwear.
Okay. All right. I'll
Good
wear
pair of boots, nice winter jacket.
Yeah, I'm not sure I was built for it, but we'll see. Spending too much time in Manhattan Beach, I got a little soft, Jim. I'm going to be honest with you. I got a little soft.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that. You're tough as they come. Tough as a $2 steak.
All right, here we go. Monday Night Football, Eagles. Good luck, Jim Harbaugh.
Appreciate it, Colin. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Thursday was a high of 19 degrees. That's what it's going to be this Thursday. Listen, they get Hampton back. Herbert's going to play Monday. The Eagles are wobbling. The problem with the Chargers now, here's their schedule coming up, all above 500. Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos, and three of those teams, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos, and Kansas City's desperate. Dallas is desperate. Texans, in most of these situations, Philly doesn't have to win. Everybody else on that list, Denver's got to win because Denver wants that number 1 seed and a bye for Sean Payton. So their schedule is brutal. But they've quietly become 8-4, and now they get their star running back. So we'll take a break. J-Mac around the corner. It's the Herd.
This holiday season, Fox Sports and Purple Heart Homes are teaming up to provide housing solutions for our nation's aging and disabled veterans through the Hearts for the Holidays campaign. To learn how you can help, scan the QR code or visit go.fox/Purple Heart Homes.
Yeah, I it's really interesting about Lane Kiffin. So I've always said this. Not every relationship I get involved with is long-term. Not all of them end well, but I made the choice. I knowingly made the choice with any relationship I'm in. I vet everybody. So Ole Miss is either dumb or naive if they thought hiring Lane Kiffin couldn't end this way. You knew his track record. Saban's like, get out of here. USC fired him on a tarmac. Tennessee, he bolts after a year. So you're either totally naive or childish. Run into airports, screaming. I mean, I get it. They're kids. Couple hot toddies in. But you got to give me a break here. It's a better job. Lane Kiffin is a coach for hire. Have resume, have film, have recruiting talent. And that's what he does. So I don't have a lot of sympathy. You knowingly either didn't do your homework on him, and I know Lane, I like him, but I don't think he's for everybody. And, right now I think LSU's paying 3 different coaches. Do your homework. They did. LSU is comfortable with it. LSU's saying, yeah, we know. We got some paperwork here. If we fire him, LSU is kind of desperate. Lane Kiffin, I think, actually wanted to go to Florida. I really do. I think his wife is from there, but Florida's athletic director, who, by the way, I recommended for the USC job 5 years ago. I think he was in Northwestern. Florida's AD doesn't really like Kiffin. So Florida could have had Kiffin. And Florida could have had Kiffin and a better resume than who they hired. But Florida said, we're not comfortable with Lane. LSU said, we are comfortable with Lane. Ole Miss said, we are comfortable with Lane. Don't tell me you don't know what you're getting. Florida's AD, who's probably the best, he's first or second, guy at Bama's great. First or second best AD in the SEC. So is the guy at Texas. Okay, it's a good AD conference. Florida can have Kiffin. Kiffin, I think, would have preferred Florida. They're like, he's not we don't want that drama. Ole Miss and LSU signed up for it. No sympathy. Lane Kiffin yesterday on if money was a factor going to LSU.
I'm never going to make a decision on money. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know what my contract is here. That's not very financially responsible, okay? I'm sure it's really good, okay? I don't know what it is, nor did I know at the other places what the numbers were. Because I said in the beginning, I told Jimmy Sexton, don't tell me the numbers, okay? I want to make a decision that has nothing to do with money. Now, tell me the numbers and the plan for what the money is for the players. Because that's everything in that area to me.
Yeah, he's right. By the way, he's saying all the right stuff. But, don't marry the rock star and then be upset when he goes, yeah, honey, I got to go on the road for a tour for 6 months. You knew what you were marrying. So did Ole Miss. So does LSU. And Florida could have had Kiffin. And their AD, who's really sharp, is like, I don't want the drama. Because you do get drama with him. I think he's going to succeed. I think it's going to be a home run. I can't wait. I love college football. It won't take long. In fact, he'll do it quicker than Brian Kelly did at Notre Dame and quicker than Harbaugh did at Michigan. Not because he's a better coach, because LSU is just in this geographical footprint. Louisiana, Bama, Georgia, Florida, they're going to sign. I mean, there is so much unbelievable high school football talent in that area. And the other thing Kiffin said, he goes, this is the best job in college football. I will tell you, a lot of people think that. I have talked to multiple coaches. Brian Kelly knew he didn't want to go down to Baton Rouge. That's not where he's from. Brian Kelly knew he wanted to golf and not recruit. Brian Kelly went down there because he thought he could put in 45-hour weeks and win a natty. And you can't. You just can't. But Brian Kelly knew it wasn't a great fit. Brian Kelly's like, it's a lot of money. Lane Kiffin's a great recruiter. Brian Kelly at this point isn't. Lane Kiffin, I think, is a better offensive coach than Brian Kelly. I think he's going to crush. And I like him. He's fun to be around. He's got great stories, good sense of humor. I know his wife, don't know his kids. He's smart enough to say all the right stuff, and he is right. It's all about what kind of roster can you build. But I don't have a lot of sympathy for people who marry people with a very clear track record. I mean, one thing, you marry the pastor and it goes sideways. You marry somebody that has a track record of just, oh, this is the nicest guy in the neighborhood. And then, he's out philandering around. Some of these coaches, we all know the game. We all know the game. I love Saban. Saban said, I don't know how many times I have to tell you I'm not taking the Alabama job. That was his quote. All right, Jim Harbaugh's around the corner. That's always fun. Next.